We live in a world full of noise about how to stand out, be seen, and be heard, so it's easy to forget the deep power of silence. The ancient Stoics knew this, and they believed that quiet is strong, the kind of strength that draws people in without saying a word. Imagine walking into a room and becoming the center of attention without trying. It's not because you're the loudest or flashiest, but because you have such an enticing presence that it's like you're speaking volumes without saying a word. This isn't just something that happens in myths or ancient philosophy. It's something you can actually do today as we delve deep into the essence of silent attraction. If you like the journey we're taking together through the depths of silence and wisdom, please do me a simple favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, if you've ever felt like you're different from most people, this message is specifically for you, so don't skip any parts of the video. You're the exception we've been waiting for. How often do we hide our thoughts, interests, or even opinions just to fit in? We've all been there. It means staying true to your beliefs even when the outside world tries to change them. It means being comfortable in your own skin and knowing that your honest expression is your best quality. Remember that the Stoics valued virtue above all else. Virtue included wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Living by these virtues and following your inner moral compass makes you more attractive to others and closer to inner peace and happiness. So how do you start? Take the time to figure out what you stand for, what drives you, and what limits you. Think about what makes you happy, what drives you, and how you can align your actions with your true self. Then be brave and show the world your true self. It's not about being perfect or pleasing everyone. It's about being real, being consistent in your words and actions, and being the real you every day. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one in the sea." Don't spend your whole life thinking about what makes someone attractive or likable. Instead, be yourself, live by your ideals, and let your true self shine. People often value uniformity, but being yourself has power. Trust me, your superpower is being yourself. It's what makes you silently attractive and draws people to you in the deepest and most natural way. The way we show ourselves to the world says, "That's only you." But style is more than just clothes. It's your whole look, from the way you wear your hair to the items that become an extension of who you are. Each choice you make is like a brushstroke on the canvas that is you. Stoicism tells us to be aware of these choices and make sure they're adding value and not just noise. So how can we use Stoic wisdom in our style? Start by asking yourself what each piece of clothing in your closet says about you. Does it match your values? Does it show who you are or who you want to be? The goal isn't to impress other people, but to show your true self in a way that's genuine and enforced. Remember that your style won't stay the same as you grow, evolve, and go through life. That's okay. The important thing is to stay true to yourself during these changes, letting your outward appearance change along with your inner journey. It's amazing how much we can say without speaking. Our body language, movements, and even the way we walk through a room send messages to those around us. Stoicism is a way of life that teaches us to be in charge of and aware of our bodies, as well as our thoughts. It's about realizing that our actions and emotions show what's going on inside us. So, from a Stoic point of view, body language isn't just about changing our gestures to look a certain way. It's about making sure that our actions and emotions match up with our inner virtues and intentions. It's about being honest about how we feel and what we show. For example, good posture isn't just about looking confident. It's the small changes in the way we look, how warm our smile is, our sincere look at each other. These parts of body language are very communicative. They can bring people together and make them feel seen and understood even when they don't say a word. For example, a genuine smile can open up even the most closed heart, and genuine eye contact can create a connection that feels as deep as any conversation. Stoicism tells us to be aware and present in every moment, and this includes the way we move. Being truly present means being aware of how we're interacting with the people around us. It means making sure that our body language shows how we really feel and what we want to do, whether that's showing kindness, openness, or just a willingness to engage. This thoughtful approach to body language encourages real interactions and relationships based on trust and respect. So how can we use Stoic ideas to learn the art of body language? It starts with being aware of yourself. Take the time to notice your own body language. Are you truly present in your interactions, or are you shutting people out, maybe without even realizing it? Are your gestures open and welcoming, or do they put up walls between you and others? Practice being in the present and fully paying attention to the person you're talking to. Let your body language come from a place of sincerity and intention. It's amazing how a single scent can take us back in time, make us feel something, or even change how we see someone. Stoicism teaches us that we need to be deliberate in every part of our lives, even in the seemingly unimportant thing like picking a perfume. You shouldn't just choose the newest or most expensive scent. You should choose one that fits who you are and the impact you want to make on the world. It's a way of communicating without words that, when picked carefully, shows who you are and what you stand for. A signature scent is more than just an accessory. It's a statement about who you are. It's a subtle but strong way to show how unique you are. Think about it this way. Stoics believe that our deeds and words show what kind of people we are on the inside. A well-chosen scent can show what kind of person you are, how you're feeling, and even what you want to achieve. One from the plant that says, "This is me," making a memory in the thoughts and noses of the people you meet. Being mindful is needed to choose this smell. You need to know not only what scents you like, but also how they work with your body's natural chemistry. The places you hang out and the message you want to send. Do you want to make people feel calm and trusting? Maybe you want a clean, fresh scent. Or if you want to be remembered as brave and daring, something with spicy or woody notes might be best. The important thing is that your scent choice fits with who you are and what you believe in, just like the Stoic principle of living in harmony with your true nature. Also, the Stoic practice of moderation applies here. You don't want to overwhelm those around you with a strong scent, but rather, today, when digital communication takes away a lot of the subtleties of face-to-face interaction, manners help us reconnect with real people. But when we talk about manners that mesmerize, we're talking about more than just saying please and thank you. We're talking about how the grace of our interactions can leave a lasting impression. Just like Stoicism tells us to act with virtue and respect in all parts of our lives. It's not enough to just follow social rules to look good. We also need to show respect, kindness, and care for others through our actions. When our actions match our Stoic principles, it sends a subtle but powerful message that we're not only aware of our actions, but also deeply respect the people we interact with. Think about what happens when you really listen to someone when they talk, instead of fully engaging with them without the being present, is a key part of Stoic practice. Shows that we value the person and the time we're spending with them. In today's often disengaged society, this simple but profound way of acting really hits home. Also, Stoicism teaches us how important it is to understand and share other people's feelings. When our manners are filled with genuine empathy and we're quick to offer a helping hand or a word of support, we're practicing Stoic virtues in the most relatable ways. These acts of kindness and empathy don't just make us more likable, they draw people to us. Being able to handle the complexities of social relationships with grace, from how to properly eat to how to have a good conversation, shows that we are aware of and appreciate the people and situations we are with. Stoicism doesn't teach us to shut out the world, but to interact with it thoughtfully, and mastering these social graces is a sign of that interaction. It shows that we care enough about others to honor the unspoken rules that make interactions more meaningful. be fully present, isn't just good advice. It's a strong call to action. It's a way to avoid the shallow interactions that are all too common in today's fast-paced world, and it fits in perfectly with Stoic philosophy, which stresses living in the present and enjoying the moment for what it is. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. When we use this in our relationships with other people, it means giving them our full attention without worrying about the past or the future. It's about giving them your full attention and saying, "You are important to me, and I wouldn't rather be anywhere else." This kind of attention is rare and valuable, and it can turn even the most boring conversation into a deep bond. Being present isn't just showing up, it means actively participating in the here and now and listening, not just to respond, but to truly understand. It's the difference between talking to someone who's always checking their phone and talking to someone who's completely focused on you, making you feel seen and heard. The latter can leave a lasting impression by creating a sense of warmth and genuineness that's irresistibly attractive. Even more, the idea of Stoicism tells us to enjoy the present moment and see it as a gift. Every interaction, no matter how short, is a chance to connect, learn, and grow. When we go into these interactions with this mindset, we not only make our own lives better, but we also have a profound effect on the lives of those around us. But being present also means being vulnerable, letting ourselves be seen and others be seen without the shields we often put up. It's about dropping the mask and connecting on a human level, knowing that at our core, we all want you. Being vulnerable, even if it seems scary, is a very powerful thing. It breaks down walls and builds trust, which sets the stage for deeper, more meaningful interactions. Just remember that sometimes less is more. Stoic philosophy teaches us the value of moderation and the strength of keeping some things to ourselves. It's not about lying or keeping things from other people. It's about choosing what we share about ourselves. And when we do, it creates an allure that makes people want to know more about the person behind the curtain. Stoicism, which stresses introspection and personal progress, tells us to work on building our character instead of looking for approval from others. This way of thinking fits perfectly with creating a sense of mystery. When we don't lay all our cards on the table, we invite others to engage more deeply and look beyond the surface. It's a subtle invitation to explore, a signal that there's more to us than meets the eye. This doesn't mean playing games or putting up a front. It means letting our complexity and depth unfold naturally over time. Think about the difference between a book that gives away the plot in the first few pages and one adding a bit of mystery to a talk can turn it from a simple exchange of facts into an interesting discovery. Each time someone talks to us, it's like a new part in a story that other people want to read. This creates a magnetic pull toward the depth of our character. But how do we find the right balance? It starts with being aware of what we share and why we share it. We shouldn't share just to fill the void or because we feel obligated to do so in today's society of oversharing. It
takes self-control, a trait praised by Stoicism that helps people walk the fine line between being open and keeping some mystery. It's also about valuing the quality of our connections over the quantity, knowing that deeper connections are built on mutual discovery and respect for each other's depth. Embracing a touch of mystery shows that you respect your own inner world. It recognizes that some thoughts, experiences, and dreams are so valuable that they gain more value when they are not freely shared. This kind of selective sharing is not about holding back, but about cherishing. When we take this Stoic approach to mystery, we learn to listen more by not wanting to fill the space with our own stories as much. This makes sharing more important because it's offered instead of demanded. When we allow ourselves to be heard, we can really connect with what other people are saying. This creates a dance of give and take that makes both sides of the conversation better. It leads to genuine curiosity and connection that can be deeply rewarding. It's not enough to know facts or names of capital cities. We need to understand the soul of other cultures and appreciate their traditions, struggles, and joys. We need to broaden our horizons by following the Stoic pursuit of knowledge and the virtue of wisdom to develop a global mindset that values diversity and encourages empathy. Stoicism shows us how important it is to understand things that are bigger than our current experiences. It makes us want to learn from the people and things around us and see the humanity in everyone in building cultural understanding. By putting ourselves in the shoes of others and exploring the rich tapestry of human culture, we're not only broadening our own views, but we're also breaking down the walls that often separate us. Just think of how much more meaningful and complex our conversations and interactions will be when we have cultural wisdom. When we share a story from a different culture, or even just a few words in another language, we're building bridges, showing respect for other people's experiences, and sending a message that we value diversity, not as an idea, but as a real thing. To do this, we don't have to be world travelers or know a lot about every culture. Instead, we just need to be curious, keep an open mind, and be genuinely interested. This is a great way to gain cultural knowledge by being exposed to different ideas and worldviews. Not only are we gathering facts, but
we're also questioning our beliefs, facing our biases, and developing our empathy. In a way, we're educating ourselves, which makes us more compassionate and able to interact with the world in a deeper way. But how do we grow this cultural wisdom? It starts with small steps that are planned. Reading books written by people from around the world, watching movies that show different ways of life, appreciating art and music from different countries. It means looking for talks that make us smarter and push us out of our comfort zones. Every cultural experience and piece of information we learn adds to what we already know, broadening our view and making it easier for us to connect with others. Feeling sorry for someone isn't enough. You have to really understand their experiences, their joys, and their problems, and connect with them on a deep emotional level. Kindness is what connects our minds. Stoicism is a rich fabric that helps us see past our differences and see the humanity that ties us all together. Compassion has a special place in my philosophy because it shows how all living things are linked and how empathy can help others. Stoicism teaches us the value of recognizing our common bonds, urging us to extend our concern beyond our immediate circle to the wider community and the world at large. It's a call to action, encouraging us not only to feel deeply, but also to act on those feelings in a meaningful way. When we approach others with compassion, we're doing more than just offering sympathy. We're offering a part of ourselves, our time, our attention, and our support. This act of giving, of stepping outside ourselves to alleviate the burdens of another, is one of the most magnetic, attractive qualities a person can possess. It draws people to us, creating a warmth and depth in our relationships that is impossible to fabricate. But compassion isn't always easy. It requires us to confront our own discomfort, to sit with the pain of others without rushing to offer quick fixes or platitudes. It asks us to listen deeply, to understand before seeking to be understood. This level of engagement can be challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding. By opening our hearts to the experiences of others, we not only help to lighten their load, but also enrich our own lives, gaining insights and perspectives that we might otherwise have missed. Moreover, compassion fosters a sense of belonging and community in a world that can often feel isolating, and divided acts of compassion remind us that we are not alone, that we're part of something larger than ourselves. This deep connection is what many of us want, and it's what makes compassion such a powerful relationship-building tool. When we genuinely care about the well-being of others, we build the foundation for long-lasting bonds that go beyond the surface level of everyday interactions. Practicing compassion also requires a certain degree of vulnerability. It means opening ourselves up to the possibility of being affected by the suffering of others, of feeling their pain as if it were our own. This vulnerability might seem daunting, but it's also a strength. It demonstrates a level of emotional openness and authenticity that is rare and precious. It shows that we're willing to put aside our ego to connect with others in a way that is raw and real. This authenticity is magnetic, drawing others to us in a way that surface-level interactions never could. It's often said that laughter is the best medicine, and while it may not cure all ailments, it certainly has the power to transform the atmosphere of a room and the mood of its inhabitants. Laughter, with its infectious nature and ability to lighten even the heaviest of hearts, holds a special kind of magic. At first glance, Stoicism and laughter might seem like unlikely companions, yet Stoicism at its core is about living a good life, finding joy in the present moment, and connecting deeply with others, goals that laughter directly facilitates. The Stoics knew how important it was to be happy and not take life too seriously all the time. They also knew that laughter could be a powerful tool for resilience, a way to deal with the absurdities and challenges of life with a lighter heart. It's in our shared laughter that we find common ground, a reminder that no matter how different we are, we all have the ability to be happy. Laughter also embodies the Stoic principle of focusing on the present moment, or worry about what might happen. Mindfulness is a way of fully understanding the present moment and the joy it can hold. When we laugh, we're not just taking a break from our problems, we're practicing a type of Stoic acceptance. Realizing that we can't control everything that happens to us, we can choose to welcome life's lighter moments with open arms. Moreover, laughter is a powerful way to bring people together. It breaks down barriers and builds bridges. When we laugh together, we feel more open, connected, and human. This fits with Stoic ideas about community and how everyone is connected. When we laugh together, it reminds us of how similar we are and how many feelings and experiences we share. Laughing makes us feel like we belong, like our different backgrounds and life stories don't make us so different after all. But how can we make more laughing in our lives? It starts with not taking ourselves too seriously. It's about being open to the ridiculousness of life, finding humor in our mistakes, and learning to laugh at ourselves. This doesn't mean ignoring how serious things are or ignoring the real problems we face. Instead, it means balancing our view and realizing that both happiness and sadness are part of being human. It's about looking for and making chances for joy, like reading funny things or spending time with friends. Stoicism teaches us how important it is to control ourselves and know what we can do. In this light, taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's a way to practice realizing that it's our job to keep our own health in good shape. Stoics believed in the worth of the individual and the importance of making sure we are at our best. They said that we can only make a positive impact on the world when we are strong and healthy, living by our values and doing what we are supposed to do for other people. From a Stoic point of view, taking care of oneself means honoring the gift of life and the body and mind that carry us through it. It means recognizing that our ability to think is a gift. When we take care of ourselves in a Stoic way, it's not just about keeping our bodies healthy, it's also about keeping our minds and emotions strong. To do this, we practice mindfulness, think deeply about things, and look for intellectual and spiritually enriching activities. This all-around approach to self-care makes sure that we're not only physically fit, but also emotionally and mentally ready. Thinking about how to include self-care in our daily lives in a way that fits with Stoic values is like living in service to the common good. When we take care of ourselves, we're also taking care of those around us because we're better able to offer support, wisdom, and kindness. It starts with simple, intentional actions, eating nutritious foods that fuel our bodies, engaging in physical activity that strengthens us, ensuring we get enough rest, and setting aside time for reflection and relaxation. It also means setting boundaries to protect our time and energy, saying no when necessary, and prioritizing activities that align with our values and contribute to our growth. This is a concept that resonates deeply in a society that often champions the idea of self-reliance and personal freedom. However, when we peel back the layers, we find that the true essence of independence is not about solitude or isolation, but about the strength and confidence that come from knowing you can stand on your own. This strength, a central tenet of Stoicism, is not just about the ability to survive without assistance, but about thriving on your own terms, making decisions aligned with your values, and living a life that is authentically yours. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-discipline, personal responsibility, and the pursuit of virtue, teach us that real independence comes from within. It's the freedom that comes from controlling your emotions and your wants, and from knowing that your happiness and peace of mind come from inside, not from outside circumstances or other people's opinions. The idea behind this philosophy is that we should strive for freedom that comes from being self-sufficient and knowing that we have the power to live our lives the way we want to. This kind of independence is very appealing because it means you're not easily swayed by what other people think and don't need outside approval to feel valued or successful. This kind of independence shows itself in the confidence to make decisions that are right for you, even if they go against the norm. It means having the courage to follow your path, accept your uniqueness, and live a life that truly reflects who you are. It's about making friends with people who accept your ability to be alone and help you grow, not friends who can control or limit you. To develop this sense of independence, you need to be self-aware and think about your values, goals, and the reasons behind your actions. Are you following something because it really matters to you, or because you feel pressured to do so by society? It also means building resilience. Being able to deal with problems and setbacks without losing sight of your values or sense of who you are. As we come to the end of this journey through the Stoic art of silent attraction, remember that the deepest connections are often made in the quiet moments through the subtle strength of our character and the genuine expression of our true selves. Follow these rules every day, and you'll see how the world changes around you, bringing people to the warmth of your presence and the depth. It also means building resilience, being able to deal with problems and setbacks without losing sight of your values or sense of who you are. As we come to the end of this journey through the Stoic art of silent attraction, remember that the deepest connections are often made in the quiet moments through the subtle strength of our character and the genuine expression of our true selves. Follow these rules every day, and you'll see how the world changes around you, bringing people to the warmth of your presence and the depth of your spirit. Thank you for joining us on this journey at Stoic Journal. Your participation and